Okay, hi everybody and welcome to Facebook for Business. Today we're going to be chatting about a small business Facebook page. You might be able to use it for a nonprofit or other purposes. My name is Miria Gray. I'm the Community Education Officer here at Chelsea Groton Bank, but I have a background in marketing. So feel free to ask any questions that you might have. And we're going to try and get this in the hour so that we can get everybody right back to work. But again, feel free to stop me if I get to something and you do not understand what I have said. All right, so what's the difference between a profile and a page? So most of us might have a Facebook profile, meaning that we use it personally. We post pictures of our kids and our friends and things that we like to do. But a page is different, and a page is for business. Some people try and create a profile to use for their business, but Facebook doesn't like that and they'll shut you down. So you need to physically use a business page for your business. So what does that mean? And we'll take a look at it here. So this is my profile, right? So this is my personal profile. If I log into Facebook, this is what I see. You know, things that my friends have posted, groups that I am interested in. This is my profile. But pages are different. Pages are for business, and your page is managed by your profile, but they're completely separate entities. Unless you indicate to your page who is managing it, nobody can see who's managing a business page. It's just a way for you to log in and be able to have control of the content that is there. Employees of any business should not be creating pages for that business. The manager of the business, the owner of the business should be the one that is directing the control of that Facebook page. You want to have control over the content that people are putting on there. And while an employee may have some really good thoughts and intentions in creating a page for a business that does not have one, the business owner and the people who are responsible for maintaining the image of that business don't have control over a page that somebody else has created. So you're going to want to make sure that you are creating that page or are an administrator on it so you can direct some of the content that's on it. All right, so why do we want to use Facebook? Okay, so statistics drive us and to help us make well-informed decisions and how we communicate with our audience. So Facebook marketing stats, these are from 2020, they're brand new. 2.41 billion users, 74% of Facebook users log in daily and spend an average of 38 minutes a day on Facebook. 300 million people use Facebook stories. So stories is where you can have something go up and stay up for 24 hours and then either go away or remain posted to your page. But it's like a highlight of what you're doing. 1.4 billion people use Facebook groups. Facebook in the past year has allowed businesses to create their own groups, which is helpful for things like libraries or nonprofits that want to have a group of people to have a book club or a discussion or, you know, whatever it might be. You might have a breakout committee from a nonprofit as a group. 60% of Americans who watch digital videos do so on Facebook. Digital videos are the most captivating Facebook content, and they do a really good job of that. 74% of high-income users use earners use Facebook. So if you're looking to sell a product, this is where your audience is going to be. 90 million small businesses use Facebook services like Pages, Groups, and Messenger. Messenger is great. It's a little bit different for a business page than it is a personal page. You can't really reach out to somebody unless they've contacted you. But it is a way for you to have that off-screen fake conversation with a customer. Maybe to talk about something that that you didn't want in public on your page either. Prices, or setting a date for something, or, clearing up a disagreement. Messenger is a great place to do that. You don't want to have those discussions live on your Facebook page. And an average Facebook user clicks on 11 ads a month. So if you're thinking about how to target people to be a client of yours or a member of your organization, Facebook is a great way to do that. So here's how we're going to create a page. So on your page, there's now a little plus button up in the corner. When you click on that plus button, you're going to break out this drop down, and then you're going to select page. You can also do some other things from that plus button. You can create an ad, a group, an event, a marketplace listing, a fundraiser. This is all brand new content. This is Facebook's new way to look at things. This is new Facebook. So this plus sign's new. Before, we would have found it in this little arrow drop down button there, or in the side over here. But now we can create any new content by just clicking plus. And then how do you manage your page once you've created it? So again, this is your page up here. If you click pages over here, it will drop down to all of the pages that you may manage. So this is my personal one. So these are some of the pages that I manage. And you can click on them and then you'll get into the page. So what to do? So now you've created your page, what are you gonna do? So you wanna use a recognizable photo for your Facebook profile picture. So just like your personal page where you might put a picture of yourself, when you're creating a business page, you're going to wanna put something there that is recognizable to other people. So for Chelsea Groton, we would use our logo. But some other options that you might want to think about, is if you're a single operator, you might want to use a headshot photo of yourself. And a headshot photo doesn't have to be a professionally taken photo. It can be something that looks very professional, that somebody's taken in front of a tree or a very pretty colored wall, something that looks professional for you, not the one that you have your arm slung over your friend and, but something that looks more professional. You could also use a business sign or a picture of your business. So if you don't have a logo created, but you've had some signage made, if you have a magnetic decal on your vehicle, to take a picture of that and singling out this area right here would be a great profile picture. Okay. And then you always want that to remain the same. So you're not going to want to change that too much because, again, you want to be recognizable. So, but you can be the same but different. Miranda Creative changes theirs a lot. But they used to have this sign inside their office, and it was clear in the middle. And every month they'd fill it with something different. So then they would retake a photo of the sign every month, decorated in a different manner, and use that as their profile picture, which is fine because that is still their logo, still representative of their business, and people know what they're looking at. What you would not want to do is have, you know, a picture of a flower one week, and a picture of a dinner plate the next week, and a picture of, you know, one of your employees the week after that. You want to stick with something that is people are going to understand is a branded image that you have created. So profile picture versus cover photo. So this is your profile picture. This is what's going to show up next to every comment that you make. Your cover photo is what shows up at the top of your page. So very much just like your personal page, your work page is going to have a profile picture and a cover photo. The profile picture is going to stay the same as much as possible. If you change your branding or your logo, clearly that's going to change. But if you don't, it should always remain the same. Your cover photo can change as much as you like. So let's look at this. So if we're looking at a page and we're looking at the profile picture, this is a real business's profile photo. Can I tell what business this is by looking at the profile photo? Any idea? No, right? I mean, it could be anything. It could be my page. Maybe I like cats. It could be a humane society. It could be, you know, whatever it might be. Cat food, who knows, right? So this is actually Norwich Animal Control. They're featuring a cat, but they have it a little bit backwards. So this profile picture should be up here, and this picture of their van should be down here. This van should be their profile picture as it's logoed for them, and then they should feature their cats up here. If we look at this page, this is very recognizable. We know immediately what we're looking at if we can't see anything else on the page. It's the City of Norwich's police department. They actually do a really great job with their page. That is their cover photo. They change this out all the time. They feature officers, they feature vehicles, and they put out some really great content. But you can change your cover photo. So this is Target, and Target changes their cover photo monthly or more. They change it seasonally. So here's something, you know, from the holidays. This is a springtime one. This is just really fun bubble gum. And as they've changed their brand a little bit, their profile picture has updated as their logo has, but this always stays the same and is very recognizable, but their cover images are also branded and very recognizable. But that doesn't necessarily have to be. Does anybody have any questions as I'm blasting through this? No?
Yeah, okay, good.
But here's some other ideas. So KFC did a fan of the week. So they would have people submit photos of themselves eating KFC. They would choose one and then feature them in their cover photo. So their cover photo remained the same, and then they just slotted in a new image here every week. So this is a fun way to feature people using your product. You can announce a sale. This is a designed cover photo talking about different percentages that you might get off of something. Burt's Bees just features their products. So in a really beautiful image that is pretty to look at. You can be creative. Toys R Us used their products to create a really fun cover image. So they've got some Play-Doh and some crayons going on here. This is a call to action. So these people would like you to text to receive text notifications from them. So they have created a cover photo that asks you to do that. And again, Post-it is really clean. They just feature their products, super recognizable, and goes along with their logo. But what are some other things that we as small businesses might be able to pull off if we don't have a creative team? So, can we feature our promotions? So are you having a sale that week? Are you having an event? You know, whatever it might be, promote that. Seasonally, so you could just find a really beautiful image. Canva we use really frequently. It's Canva. It's a free program, and it allows you to create content for social media. You can create cover photos on that. You can create posts and things like that. But it will allow you, it will give you some free images that you can use to create this without stealing images from Google that might put you in copyright infringement. So be really careful about stealing images from the internet, because if somebody finds out, you might, they might ask you, A, to remove it, and B, there might, depending upon where you got it from and how litigious they might be, you might find yourself in a little bit of hot water. So try not to steal those Google images. But seasons are great, and you could just take your camera outside and take a picture locally of where you are and just use that photo as a cover image. Any events that you might be having, if you've had them previously, featuring a cover photo of a previous year's event is a great way to go, because it shows what they're going to be getting when they get there. Space photos, and not like outer space, but like of your space. Like, what does your business look like? What does your office look like? You know, what are you doing? Now, people can't really go places, so while people might not be walking into your business, showing them where you're working every day, you know, is a fun way to be able to feature. Art. So there are 1,000 art images out there. You could feature a different artist every month. You could feature local artists. You could ask people, local artists, to submit photos to you to be able to use as your cover photo, whatever it might be. It really depends on your business, but say you were a lawyer or a doctor and you felt a little tapped out about maybe what you might want to be presenting in your cover photo, using art or photos of your business is a really safe place to be. Pictures of your staff. So team pictures are great. Think about last time that you hired a company, an electrician or a plumber to come in. How much more comfortable would somebody be letting somebody into their home that they've never met before if they have seen them in a cover image on that business's Facebook page? If they know truly that that is an employee of the business, right? So if you have staff photos, show them off. I mean, your staff is your bread and butter. That's why you have clients. So, you know, feel free to show them off, set up pictures, having them wearing your logo wear, or doing something fun together, wearing all their masks, whatever it might be. Showing off pictures of your staff is great. Quotes relating to your business. I would use Canva for this. Don't go stealing the photos from somewhere, because again, you don't want to do that, but find a quote that you like and an image that goes with it, and feel free to share that. That's a great way to go. All right, does anybody have questions?
How about videos?
Videos are great. You can share a video up there. Make sure it's a very small clip, because sometimes the videos take a long time to load. So I've seen some really amazing high-res videos that show up black for a little while because they're not formatted necessarily for Facebook, but a really nice short clip, you know, 5 seconds or less, great because it catches your eye. So you're scrolling. Chelsea actually right now has a picture or a short video of Chelsea Acorn for the parade up there, and it looks really amazing. So you can absolutely use videos, but don't think that you're going to upload like a 5-minute clip up there, because it won't load. So you just take a small clip of that video and upload it, the piece that you like the most. Awesome. So you're going to want to fill in your about section and all of it. Think about how frustrating it is to want to get in contact with a business and trying to find a telephone number or an email for them and not being able to locate that. So there's a couple of things here. If you have a physical business location, like you're a business physically and it's not your house, make sure that you're putting an address. If it is your home and you don't want people just randomly showing up at your door, do not put that, okay? So, because whatever you put in here is going to be what shows up to the public on Facebook. So if you're a small business operating out of your home, don't put that, unless you want people showing up at your door. But if you are managing an event that happens somewhere else, you'll want to put the location of that event in there and not necessarily where your office is. So, for example, I manage the Basra Farmers Market page. I operate that out of my home, but the event location is for where the market is every Friday, okay? So just be careful of what you're putting in there. It's not your mailing address. It's where you want people to show up. A phone number. So you can get a Google phone number. If you have a Gmail address, you can get a Google phone number that will ring straight to your cell phone, that will not be giving out your personal cell phone number to people. And that's a really good way to go if you don't want to be giving out your personal cell phone number to your business clients. An email address, so that they can contact you. Regardless of whether you have one or not, you can grab one on Google and, just making it whatever your business name is as close as possible at gmail.com is great. Only because it looks a little bit better than, say, putting your personal email address in there, especially if they're looking for a business. Your website, if you don't have a website, don't worry about that. You can leave that blank. But if you do have one, even if you're using something like Squarespace and you want to direct them to that platform, you can put that in there. And then a little bit about yourself, about what you do. This is a good place for you to put those areas that you service. So say you are, you have a cleaning business, or you are doing entertainment. You might want to say services Connecticut or Norwich and 50 miles, or Mystic and 20 miles, whatever it might be, because if I am looking on here for a new cleaning person and this person looks great and it says Connecticut, but I'm in Meriden, they might not want to drive from Mystic to Meriden. So giving people a pretty good idea of where your service providing areas are is a really great thing to do. And then it's going to ask you to pick a category for your business. So clearly not everything is there. Pick the highest level category that matches, kind of what you do. All right, and then check your settings, because Facebook page settings give you custom control over just about everything, from obscenities to whether people can comment on things and more. So if you want to have keywords on there that people can't use, plug them in. There are some settings that will make it so you can't do certain things. So if you choose so that people can't post to your page, It does not allow people to then share photographs, which is interesting. So if you are running a campaign where you want somebody to share a photograph on a post, and nobody's sharing their photographs, you might just want to check your settings, because if you have it so that people can't create their own posts on your page, it also eliminates the ability for people to share that type of content. So check those settings, make sure they're exactly what you want, and you can toggle them on and off. So if you make a post and you want people to share, you can toggle that setting off and then turn it back on again when the end of that period, happens. It's up to you whether you want people to post content on your page. If you're an events platform and you want people to be able to share content to you, great, leave it off. If like we at the bank don't necessarily want people just posting whatever they want onto our page, so it's off most of the time unless we're asking for specific content.
Is there a certain recommendation that you make as far as allowing or not allowing? Or is that based on the business? It's
going to be based on the business and their level of comfort with it, right? So if you're a police department, you're probably not going to want to have that feature on, because the level of negativity that might come in at any one point might not be something that you would want made public. You want to be able to control the content that is appearing on your page. But if you were an animal control officer or a shelter for something, sure, you may want people to be able to post to your page if they lost a dog and they're looking for it, or if they're looking for something specific. It's really up to the business and their level of comfort, sure, with what people share to their page. You'll find that people don't share as much as you would think they would on a business page, and you can choose to delete content that people have shared. So, you may find that if you're deleting one comment, every 3 months, you might want to leave it on. But if it's a constant stream of things that you don't necessarily want there, you just might want to turn that ability off. All right, so don't post too often. A couple of times, oops, we want to change the color. I don't need a laser pointer. No more than 2 times a day is a strong recommendation. At a previous company that I was at, we had several administrators on the page, and we were all off doing an event for the day. And unbeknownst to everybody else, we were all posting content to the page, and we lost followers that day because we were spamming them with so much content. So really having a plan about posting content is really important. Having a couple of people that are watching what's being done is important. Don't be slow to respond. So if somebody comments on something or sends you a personal message, customers expect you to respond within 60 minutes. That's not to say that you have to respond within 60 minutes, but that's what they're expecting. So don't leave it hanging for 2 days. Make a plan to sit down once a day and look over to see if anybody's commented on your content or has sent you a private message. But setting a little bit of time aside every day to deal with that is really important so that you're not left hanging. If you have a service business and somebody sends you a message wanting to rent your property or use your services, and they're not hearing back from you, they may just move on to the next business. So you want to be a little bit on top of those types of things. And don't expect what works for somebody else to work for you. Because what works for a nonprofit isn't going to work for a for-profit. What works for a for-profit might not work for a nonprofit. And what works for a large corporation who have a natural audience is not going to work for a super small business. So it's really important to not always do the same thing. Don't necessarily copy what other people are doing. Try things out and see what works for you. and not necessarily just copy what other people are doing. All right, so what should you do for content? So you want to publish content that gets interactions. So publishing a picture of your dog on your Facebook page might get a lot of likes, but it doesn't inspire a lot of interactions, right? Because you've not asked anybody to do anything. But publishing a picture of your dog on the page and saying, today is National Dog Appreciation Day, please share a photo of your dog, that is going to inspire a lot more interaction with the post than just posting some content. Posting a picture of a dinner that you might be serving at your restaurant, you know, just a picture and like, this is tonight's specials. You might get a lot of likes or that looks great. But, you know, then commenting, tell us what you think, you know, stop in and tell us what you think in the comments below would get some more interaction.
So Maria, we have a question.
Sure.
She says, is there a way to make my roofing business pop up first if the customer is searching for roofers?
Okay, so are we talking about on Facebook or Google?
I think on Facebook.
Okay, so it depends. It's going to depend on how people are searching for that content. If they know the name of your business, first of all, does your business have the name Roofers in it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that business will pop up before if they're searching specifically for a roofer. But you also may, in the About You section of your business, want to use some keywords like contracting, roofer, roof repair, like a lot of the keywords that people might be typing in. So making sure that the About You section of your business is super reflective about things people might be searching for, if that makes sense. And also creating posts that have that content in it. Because when people are searching, posts often pop up. So if you've posted about, we just did a roof on this house, that content might pop up also. Those are a couple of ways. Facebook has its own algorithms. You might also want to consider some promoted content and paying a little bit of money, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. But putting a little bit of money and doing a Facebook ad for your business, even if it's to try it out for $20 and see what happens, is a really good way to draw people in.
Great.
But you definitely, when you're posting content, want to make it interactive, not just something that it doesn't inspire anybody to interact with that post, something that's going to ask, like, make me want to write a comment.
Not just like it, but
right, not just like it,
interact,
but make me comment on it.
Sure.
Because the more comments, the more likes, and the more shares, Facebook pushes that out to more people because they think that it is more important content.
Oh, okay.
So the more people that interact with your post, the more people see your post.
Got it.
Content from groups are really important. So if you have a group tied to your page that is searchable and will pop up in that search, the engaging content, and pay to play. So the way that Facebook ads are served won't change. So if you're paying for Facebook ads and promotions and boosting posts, that content is always going to be pushed further in front of people than naturally unpaid content. All right, so what types of posts can we have? You can have a text post. So 90% of the time, I would never recommend just a post with only text because it's not eye-catching enough and it's going to get lost in the sea of content that is out there. But you can do it. If you do it on your own page, it now allows you to use a specialty background. Businesses don't have that. So if you want to create a post that's just content, I would suggest going into Canva, creating a background for it, and making that an image and just sharing that image. So if you just want to create text posts, I would suggest using Canva for that. You can do a photo post. Those are definitely more eye-catching. You're going to want to add some text with that so it is then searchable. Like we were talking before, if somebody is looking for something, so say you did a roof on a building, you're going to want to put not just a photo of the roof that you just completed, maybe you want a before and an after photo with some content about the work that you did, because that post will then become searchable. A video post. Video posts are usually the most engaging content. They usually get the most interactions because they move and they start playing as they scroll into people's views, so they're really eye-catching. You can post a longer video. Facebook is now stopping that video at, I think it's about 2 minutes now, and then you have to click to play the rest of it. But video posts are great, engaging content. So, you know, especially if you've got that roofing business out there, if you've got people working on the roof, if you've got people working in a driveway, doing a little short recording of them working is a great way to get some engaging content for your page. Going Facebook Live. So Facebook Live is pretty great because it alerts your followers on your page that you are live and that you're presenting content to them. So Facebook Live is, it's like a little video camera. It's like a little red video camera. It doesn't happen to be on this one. But you just push it and then you start recording, so you can have a little bit of a live presentation of where you are. If you've got something fun going on, if you want to give some people some information about a sale that you might be doing a quick live is great. If you can go for 5 minutes, they'll alert everybody that you're live. So short content is not great for Facebook Live. Short content, you know, 30, 60, 1 minute is probably not going to get the same type of results as something that a little bit longer. But Facebook Live is a great way to go. People can interact with you. They can type questions. You can respond live to questions. Linked content. So if you're a roofing company and you see a really great article about how leaving a tree overhanging your roof will lead to, you know, a shorter roof life. Then you may want to share that content with your followers because you'll want them to remove overhanging limbs from their roofs so that they can have a longer roof life. But linked content is great. And if you put linked content up there, if you wait until the content loads, you can remove the really long clickable link so that it's just the image and they can click on that. You can do a poll. So the option right now for businesses is only 2 options. So while you can do a personal poll that offers like 5 or 6 different options on your personal profile, on a business page you only have 2 options. So say that you are going to produce a t-shirt to sell for your business and you didn't know if people would want a white t-shirt or a red t-shirt. You could do a poll to see what people would prefer. Because if you bought all white t-shirts, but people don't really like white, because I don't know about anybody else, I am a disaster if I wear white. So, you know, asking people in advance with a poll is great. saying something like, have you had your gutters cleaned yet this year? Yes or no, causes them to have interaction with you. A pinned post. So if you have something really important that you want to stay top of mind and not get lost in the feed on your page, you can pin a post to the top. So if you're having a sale or an event and you want to pin that post so it always appears at the top of your feed, and that's what people always see first, so you don't have to keep sharing that content back up there, you can pin the post to the top and then remove the pin when that content becomes stale. You can do a Facebook story. So we talked about that a little bit earlier. It's just, they disappear after 24 hours. They're like 20 seconds long. You can share a photo with some content on it. You can share a little short video. You can just share some content from another page into your story, whatever it is, but it alerts people that businesses have a story out there. So it's a great way to introduce something that might be coming. You know, keep an eye out for this, coming tomorrow, this. Because if something's coming tomorrow, you don't necessarily need that content to hang out for the next year and a half. You just need to tell everybody 24 hours in advance, and then it doesn't matter if it goes away. If you want something to stay on there, this will disappear after 24 hours. So you'll want to both publish it to your page and your story. All right, do, boost posts, and promote events. So this is that paid content that we are talking about. New format, new look, okay? So when you promote something, and again, it's on the sidebar on the left on your business page, it's going to give you some options and let you choose a goal for your promotion. Do you want to boost a post? Do you want to boost a post on Instagram because Facebook and Instagram, Facebook owns Instagram. Then this new update for Facebook now allows you to create posts that both post to Facebook and Instagram. So it's a little bit more user-friendly than old Facebook. You can boost an event. So if you've got an event coming up that hasn't gotten a lot of traction, paying so that it gets in front of more people is a great way to do it. Get more messages. So do you want people to message you about something? So if you own a roofing business, that might be it, right? To create a little ad that are asking people to message your page. You can also promote your page to people. So that would, again, be a good way to get your roofing business out there, is just promoting your page as a whole. So you're pushing your page out instead of an individual post or an event. Promote your business locally. So, you know, that's great for somebody that only wants to have people in a certain surrounding area. If you're not a manufacturer of widgets that ships widgets worldwide, you probably only want a certain set area. Or get more leads. So you can choose any of these things. These are all clickable boxes. You'll click on that. And I had selected, we're going to boost an event, okay? So these are some events that I had up there. And I had clicked on one of them. Now you can edit all of it. So the ad creative is the words that they pull into the event. So they're going to pull in everything that you've put into that description of the event. In this case, it says, if you would like to be a vendor for this event, you know, click this link. That's not something that you would probably want if you're creating an ad, right? That's information for the event, but not if you're asking people to attend the event. So you can absolutely edit this piece and remove that and add some more information. So in this case, I removed, if you'd like to be a vendor, and added, please join us to shop small and support local this holiday season, okay? And then it shows you over here a little bit of a preview. The next piece on it is who is your audience? Like, who do you want to see this ad? So it gives you a whole bunch of different options. One is people that you choose through targeting, and that is auto-selected every time. But some other options are people who like your page, so if you're running a special and you want it to be only for people that already like your page. So as a benefit of liking my page, you're gonna get this special. That might be appropriate. I like people who like your page and their friends, because people that like your page are typically in your service area. Their friends are typically in your service area, or they have similar interests and needs of the people that are already liking your page. So I prefer that one. You can choose your audience details. So if you're a roofing contractor, you probably do not want to go down to age 18, because no 18-year-old is going to hire you to come out and replace their roof. So thinking through who is your age demographic for your business is really important, because you don't want to spend marketing dollars on hitting an 18-year-old when that's not somebody that you would want to be your client anyway. So you may want to up that age to say 30. Like, who would be the homeowner? Like, at what age are they going to be the homeowner that makes that choice? Okay. You can also choose men, women, or both. Thinking through who is your demographic. If you're a dog groomer, you may only want to select women, because those are usually typically the people that are making the buying decisions and the choices for who is grooming the dog in that home. So thinking through who is the decision maker and targeting those people specifically, so that you are not wasting whatever budget that you've got hitting people that are not your target demographic. And then you get to set the length and the amount that you want to spend. So because this is an event, you wouldn't want to advertise days after the event has ended, right? Because that doesn't make sense. You're wasting money on that end. And you really don't, it will tell you how many people. So at $40 for 38 days, this ad would reach 1.1 to 3.3 thousand people per day. Okay, so that is a really good targeted, low cost promotion. If you're paying for a radio ad, a newspaper ad, or print ad, anything print, they're not going to be able to give you realistic numbers like this, because Facebook is saying, when you fill out your Facebook profile, you're telling them, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I am this age, this is where I live. So and they're going to shove this content into that person's feed. So they have no choice but to see the content that Facebook is feeding them. If I put an ad in a newspaper, I am hoping that it's going to catch somebody's eye, that I've created content that somebody that's reading that paper is going to see, but nobody can ever guarantee that. Facebook is guaranteeing it because they're telling you how many people saw it and how many people clicked on it. And so the last thing on here is Facebook Pixel. Facebook Pixel, I personally don't use Facebook Pixel because it's a code that you place on your website and it collects data that feeds it to Facebook, and it tells Facebook how the ad is being received on your website, which only works if you're promoting your website or you're directing people to your website. The websites that I use on mine all have analytics for the website, so I know where that content is being driven from. So I do not add Facebook Pixel to that because I don't necessarily want Facebook to have access to that data after we've moved away from Facebook. But if you don't have access to that on your website, you can absolutely add Facebook Pixel. You can set it up and it will tell you how that ad is delivering on your Facebook, how the Facebook ad is delivering to your website. All right, do check insights. So all of everything that you do is great and it's wonderful, but you don't know what kind of response you're getting unless you're checking insights, which is basically the data that Facebook is collecting about all of the posts that you've made. So the top items that you should be looking for are likes, which is how many people have liked your page, have liked a post. The reach, how many people saw your post. Engagement, which is how many people liked it, clicked it, shared it, or commented on it. And which of your posts result in people unliking your page, which is just as important, even more so than people liking your page. Because if you are putting content out there that your followers aren't liking, that's just as important to know as what they do like. But it will also help you determine the types of posts that work best for your page. So if some posts are more well received than other posts, that is the type of content that you're going to want to be sharing, and do less of the things that don't really get as much engagement. So here's how it looks. You can see how many actions on your page. Page views, how many people are viewing your page. Page previews is like if you searched for something and they scrolled past your page and they got a little preview of it. Page likes, post reach, story reach. There were no stories in this given time. Any recommendations that people have. So if people have recommended your business, like giving you stars, that'll be there. Post engagement and responsiveness. So Facebook does a responsiveness. How quickly are you responding to those messages? And this is a week's worth of time. You can change it. This is from September 29th to October 5th. And organic means this blue line is everything that I haven't put any money towards. So, if this is free, this is what Facebook is providing me without paying for it. Green is paid. So if you boost a post or a story or whatever, you'll get a green line too that will show you how much better your engagement was with the ad than prior to it. Okay, 2020 is bringing a lot of Facebook changes, and we've seen them. They moved to 250 ads per page for small to medium pages. So these are pages with less than 100,000 in ad spend on their highest spending month. And it's over the past 12 months. So there are lots for larger businesses. For the most part, this is not going to affect anybody that's watching this. Because 250 ads at any one time is a lot of ads. If you're a political person and you're doing a lot of different types of ads trying to hit, that might affect. But because it's such a limited time and specific purposes, there's tons of guidelines for political ads anyway. All right, Facebook Business Suite. The Business Suite, it's a single dashboard. So it used to be Facebook Pages, so you could manage your pages outside of your regular, the way that your regular Facebook profile. but it links Facebook and Instagram together and allows you to post, message, and advertise by designing everything inside of Facebook Suite. So a lot of times prior to this, companies would have to use something like Hootsuite or some other paid outside platform to organize scheduled posts, to link things to different accounts. Now Facebook has created a platform that you can do everything that's theirs all together. And it's designed to make the management process easier. So for at least the two platforms, Facebook and Instagram. New sponsored posts for groups. So you can now sponsor posts on groups, which you could not do before. There's new paid online events for creators and businesses. So if right now, during the time of COVID, you wanted to host an online trivia contest and people pay to do that, you can now do that through Facebook. So you don't have to use an outside platform for that anymore. Apparently I took a page. All right, so does anybody have any questions? No?
I thought that was a lot of great information, Maria. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's so much. So, you know, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, you know, upcoming. The email that you received through CVent, you can absolutely just reply to that and it will come straight to my inbox. So if, you know, tonight as this is settling and you're like, man, I really wish I would have asked this question, please feel free just to dash me off an email and I'm happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.